Greetings family, Majesty Ocean here. It brings me so much excitement to share another episode of Majesty Speaks with you today. Today I'm actually going to be discussing a little bit about my journey with overcoming betrayal and grief. So it has been about 10 months or so since I journeyed through the separation of a 5-year relationship. And this was probably the most profound journey of my life yet, I would say. It really allowed me to understand my boundaries and go through the darkness of the depths like I never experienced before in my life. But within that, I began to realize that with that comes a lot of clarity and a lot of light amidst all the darkness that you've experienced. So I'm going to be talking about my journey today, what has really helped me overcome such emotions, and how I'm able to really just resurrect from what I thought was really going to take me down. So let's get into it. So I want to say just a couple months into me experiencing all of these emotions, I really just took the time to be with myself. I spent a lot of time in my backyard, embracing the sun, really understanding the power of heliotherapy and the medicine that the sun actually has to restore our body and really give us that vitality and life force that is necessary for us to really thrive at our fullest capacity. So during that time, it was really, really impactful for me to be in the sun and really just allow myself to feel all of the emotions and take the time to cry as much as I needed to, and also have the beautiful support of, my sisters, my family, my friends that were really able to support me during those transitions, and knowing that, I wasn't alone even amidst losing so many people in that experience. More authentic connections came through from that. So it was really, really empowering. And a couple months into my journey, I began to work with the medicine of cacao once again. And this is a beautiful, potent elixir from the ancient Mayan lands that really allows us to honor our heart space, and it actually allows for heart expansion. And when I partaked in drinking this and going into meditation and movement, it really allowed my heart to expand in a way that was so beautiful, and it brought so much clarity and understanding for all of the things that I was experiencing, right? Because it can get very easy to get into a negative mindset and be in a rut and really just blame everyone around you and your experiences. But there's even more power to be able to call that energy back to yourself and be able to stand firm and take authority of the things that are happening in your life. And that, I think, was the biggest wake-up call that I had, was taking authority and knowing that I have the opportunity to create boundaries and to not reflect certain relationships in my experience anymore if that's what I chose to do. And it did take a long time for me to finally say yes to myself. It was a journey for sure to be able to step into that self-love and self-confidence, and really understanding your self-worth, I feel like, is super, super important. And even just diving into really re-honoring myself, my womb space, I really was beginning to understand a new way to honor myself. And amidst this journey, I have really been honoring the power of celibacy and really just taking back all of that beautiful sexual energy that is able of creating worlds. And I've really been allowing myself to just dive deeper into all of my creative aspirations. And sometimes when I am craving for some type of connection, I remember to really just harness that energy and pour it into all of these beautiful creations and even into myself as well during moments of self-pleasure and being able to honor myself in ways that I really haven't. So it has been a beautiful journey again of remembering, of re-honoring self, of being able to really have the wisdom and understanding that everything that we experience in our lives are really to allow us to grow and expand into the greater individuals that we are. And all of the relationships that we encounter are really reflections of what we are experiencing internally. And a lot of the times, individuals grow at their own paces, and some souls no longer intertwine, and it's perfectly normal and okay. And I've also learned to just have compassion for people who hurt people. I understand that it is a reflection of something that they are dealing with internally. It has nothing to do with me, and that is just something that they need to work on for themselves. And when you begin to have that clarity and understanding that this individual is on their own journey and they have the choice to go through the path of healing or not, it is completely up to them if they want to continue to ascend. But again, honoring your boundaries, it has really allowed my heart to settle into such a beautiful place, because it has allowed me to gain, again, so much clarity for understanding the situations that have occurred in our lives. And again, it allows you to let go of any anger, any resentment, so that you can continue to stand fully in your truth and your love and continue to be the light that this world needs. It has really also allowed me to understand just the power of practice, daily practice, being committed to your mental and physical health. That is another reason why I have partaked into a fast every single month since my transition of my breakup. And it has really allowed me to just become so balanced and connect more to the elements to allow that healing to be taken place. But again, to just go back to self, to the remembrance of self, and understanding just the beautiful technology that our body has to repair itself, to heal, to thrive, to expand into so many different realms, into deeper awareness, so that we can continue to bring all of this beautiful healing energy and this frequency and vibration of a new earth that we can birth again into our world. Again, for the future generations, right? Again, when I've gone through really just healing and separating from a partner who I really envisioned creating an entire life with, having kids with, and now that is no longer the case and is no longer the vision for that particular relationship. But in that, it also really allowed me to gain deeper awareness of really understanding the individual that I'm dating and what are their daily habits, what are they trying to birth into this world, what are they doing for themselves mostly, is I think the biggest takeaway that I had from being in a relationship is always making sure that you are nurturing yourself before you do anyone else. And I know being in a relationship for both sides, it's almost like we're giving, and not really taking the time to honor ourselves. So that's definitely one thing that I will learn going forward. And really just any relationships, just honoring yourself, going back to your practices of meditation and movement so you can continue to give from a full cup. But overall, when we experience any situations that bring a lot of turmoil and grief and really allows you to go through the darkest steps, I almost feel like they're initiations, right? There is something that is barriers that are being broken within our reality that is allowing for a great expansion to occur. And I am a very big believer in us being the creators of our own reality, so there's definitely a vibration that was being emitted for a greater expansion that was wanting to be felt. So amidst all of this grief and everything that I experienced ending a 5-year relationship, there has been so much clarity amongst it all and so much purpose driven work that has come out of it. So it has been really great to be able to experience such emotions because it has ignited and built a new individual within me that is more activated, more confident, more self-assured, and yeah, ready to just continue to create, expand, and connect with community. So thank you so much, family, for tuning in. It brings me so much excitement to share more of my experiences with you all, hoping that you find some resonance in the words that I have to share with you. If you are experiencing any of these emotions, then I do invite you to partake into the beautiful medicine of cacao, and you can even join us in our monthly activation of SOMOS that is taking place on April 27th on a Sunday from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And we will be partaking in some stretching and some movement as well as breath work to really activate our bodies and activate that life force within us so we can continue to thrive at our fullest capacity. I send you so much love, peace, and blessings, and I will catch you all soon.